Here's a video that I had the content for a while, but I'm just getting around to getting it out. So the video contains two different drills, one in North Dakota and one Kansas. And what I did was put Garmax Greaseless kits and compared them with steel kits from John Deere, like this one here in Rugby, North Dakota. And the next drill we're going to get to later here was heavy-duty kits, steel kits. We're focusing mainly in this video on closing kits. And so the whole right side I put in John Deere, and the whole left side of the drill I put in Eric's Greaseless kits. At that time I didn't have my own kits, now I do. But here's a comparison of Eric's. As you see, when I disengaged the spring, this closing arm held up. Disengaged the spring for the left side, it just drops very freely. The John Deere ones just stick. Now this drill has been running these for 2 years. He leaves the drill outside and he does a lot of acres with it. Not just the closing joint stick, but also the firming stick as well. Now I'm wiggling the Garmax one right now, and there's not that much play. It's very well in spec. Now I'm wiggling the John Deere one, and there's really not much play there, but they just are very sticky. But I'm going to be pulling out these pins and show you what they look like. You can see a very obvious difference there. So right there, John Deere's, that is just all gunked up, and it still works, but it sticks, and you can see why. And on the left here is the Garmax Greaseless. That's a steel pin that I believe they get it chromed. And they're both out about the same. And I'm wiggling here this John Deere, and it wiggles quite a bit. And this Eric's, it doesn't seem to wiggle that much at all. But as when I wiggled the closing arm themselves, there was a little bit more of John Deere's than it was the Eric's. So all the John Deere's were very similar, and all the Garmax was very similar. So this is really an easy choice when you have to make in the future. Now we're back here in Kansas, and this drill, the guy keeps it clean, keeps it in the shop, and he does a lot of acres. On the back rank, he has heavy-duty steel kits with a heavy-duty spring. On the front rank, he has our Greaseless KS kits that have Garmax bushings. So I'm going to wiggle the arm here on the back. As you can see, there's quite a bit of play on these. Now this is the front rank with the Garmax in there, and these are pretty tight. A lot tighter there in the back. Now the play that you saw in the back with the steel bushings compared to the front, the steel had much more play than the front, and that was consistent throughout the drill. Now look at this steel on steel heavy duty bushing. You can feel the ridge. You can see the marks where the ridges are, and I'm going to put a micrometer on both of these. And this is our KS kit, and it looks pretty clean, but the guy keeps it inside. Even the grease steel kits look pretty decent for 3 years. But here's one of the great advantages when you have the Garmax type bushings on there. Your pins last forever. There's no ridge on it. You don't feel the ridge on it. When you buy one of these kits, the pin lasts forever. All you do is need to change the bushings and the seals, and the pin is the most expensive part of the kit. So that's a great advantage in itself. Now let me take a micrometer to this, and as you see, I'm wiggling around for the smallest, the tightest area, and I'll get a close-up here on the micrometer so you can see it. With that needle hitting on 0, that would be basically a new pin, but it's not. And that's the reason why there's more play on that back row. Now putting the micrometer on our pins that had the Garmax bushings, as you can see, this is basically still a brand new pin. And the closing arms with the Garmax having less play just shows you that the Garmax bushings themselves did not wear that much. And on top of all that, those steel kits were about $30 more than our Garmax kits.